Welcome to part 2 of Droopy Necklines and Knits, how to do the pattern work to solve a droopy neckline issue when you're working with the Tabula Rasa knit core pattern and the Clever Crossings variation pattern. So these are the patterns we're going to be looking at right now, and we're going to specifically look at how to take some extra fullness out of the surplice front so that you get a smooth line down the front of your top. And the way you would know that you needed this adjustment would be if when you bend over wearing a top made with this pattern, you get a lot of gapping, or if you just really have drapiness there, it should just lay very smoothly against the body. And I'm going to show you here that this gal has a ton of stuff here, and we're going to actually pan a little bit out. This is how you would determine that you needed to do this. You would find that you needed to take a little out in order for there to be just a little bit of tension here as that band finish comes down on the surplice. And so that's what we're going to look at, how to do that pattern adjustment so that the whole top is balanced. We're going to throw that adjustment into a dart area so that you really have a top that sits just right on your body. We will be using the tools that can be found in our drafting kit. If you don't have good pattern making tools, a nice mechanical pencil, the curved ruler and the straight ruler, and also a roll of paper, you might want to consider purchasing those things. We sell each of them in our store, both as the drafting kit at a little bit of a reduced price and also as separately. So whatever you need, we will be happy to help you get so you can get your nice shaped up surplice. So watch this part 2 of the pattern work where I'm going to adjust that surplice front to get rid of droopiness in that Clever Crossing variation pattern. Of a crisscross. And of course, some people will get a funny crisscrossy shape. We have developed a nice shape, and we have it here in both the AB, which has no dart unless you add it, or the CD, which already has one dart. That's for the bigger busted gals. And generally, it would be probably someone wearing the CD that might find that they want to make this adjustment because they have a little droopiness happening here. And so we're going to look at how to do it, imagining that you had pinned out a little bit of droopiness right here. It's usually done right in the same neighborhood as the angle of in the dart bust area. We don't usually see these droopy things up near the shoulder or down here in the curve. And that's why we're going to actually make the adjustment right here. Some people will make it up here and not send it somewhere else, and you can do that, but you'll have better luck with your adjustment if you actually do it here. So I'm going to mark the location of our crisscross here, and then I'm going to pull that out, and we're going to draw those lines. I'm going to remove this so that it is not in our way. You would do it the same way without a dart. You would just be creating a dart. And just like we did the last time, although I had already done it so you didn't watch me, we would draw a line through the, in this case we're working on the 3XL pattern, through the dart itself that we're going to adjust, and then we're going to create a bust point, and then we're going to draw a line from our adjustment here in the neck down into that same bust point. So there you see our line, and we are once again going to clip this so that we can make the adjustment smoothly and easily. We're going to clip into the bust point mark, and then we're going to come over here and clip in this direction to the bust point mark. Okay, and then we are going to close this up just as we did on the other pattern. and we're going to use the marks that I drew. This was a little bit deeper of an adjustment than the last one. And I'm going to close that up with some tape. And it is going to, as you see, make this dart become much larger, which is okay if that's the dart you need. The other option is to angle down a little further and add a second dart, and you could do that as well. And I believe there is a video on adding a second dart already, so I won't do that, but I will add my paper in here to fill in this dart and redraw it so that you can see how to finish this adjustment. For a really smooth fit across the bust line. A lot of large busted gals just choose not to wear this style because they have a hard time getting an adjustment properly. But if you do this, it will definitely give you the right adjustment that you need, and you want to be careful and make sure your pattern work is smooth and well adjusted. And you see here that we have created a new dart, and we will true it here to the pattern so that when we cut out we have just what we needed. If you felt like that was giving you too large of a dart, we could take out and spread this between two. So you could take your intake and divide it between two different spaces close to the same area. You might get a little smoother adjustment. I'm not going to do that right now, but we could release this, or we could decide to do that, and you could add a second dart down there if you found you needed to take a little more out. Now there's one thing we have left to do, and we don't generally use a grain line in a knit, but we have them here in case you want to play with some pattern mixing and things like that. So we're going to straighten the grain line that has become slightly adjusted with the change here in the shape of the center front moving into the surplice. So this is the pattern work that I find to be the most successful when you are trying to take some droopiness out of either a low swooping neckline or a wide high neckline and throwing it into a dart so that you really are accommodating the spatial needs of the body, and you will end up with a really terrific fit. Thanks for watching this video about knit adjustments for droopy necklines. I hope that you have taken away some great tools and tips. You're welcome to watch it as many times as you wish. And we would encourage you to do this adjustment if you find it's something you need. Here is the original cover of the Tabula Rasa knit tee and tunic. We have a new redone cover, which is just recently being released. So whichever your cover looks like, this is the base core pattern that you're going to use for these knit tops. And here are the two variations I showed you today. The wide neckline variation right here. I have on the angled collar. I have a double collar in two different fabrics. This is one of my favorite designs. We also have hanging here behind me the cowl neck from the wide neckline variation, and this is another boat neck variation, and then we have our clever crossings variation, which has a variety of different crisscrosses, and here you see the crossover yoke as an option, and the banded collar. And if you were doing the alteration on this, you would alter both the band itself and then the shirt that goes underneath it, extending into a dart. And here is the classic surplice with a little bit of polka dot band there to hold it all in place. Making a wardrobe of knits is a very wise thing in these times when being relaxed and comfortable is very important. Our third knit variation, the twin set, which you see here, is also available And keep an eye out for more. We're always developing fun, new variations for our core tabula rasa knit, tee, and tunic. Thanks for watching, and happy sewing.